Yeah, good morning over there, fans and guys. We're here again, Boxing Unlimited. My name is Kali. We're gonna stay for a while today. We're talking about the aftermath of Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. There's so many views from all over the angle, everywhere, all over the world. They're shouting. People are saying, people are making predictions. People are saying things, what happened, how you should have beaten Crawford and everything. But in our last broadcast, we did say that Crawford will win in the late, knock Spence out in the late rounds, and he can pass. But the thing about the whole fight is the way Spence fought from beginning to end. Um, I'm gonna say one thing here. Spence was overconfident first and foremost. I have to be honest with you. Probably because of the support he got um, during the period the fight was made. A lot of people felt he will overpower Crawford because he's bigger than Crawford. He's got punch. He throws a lot of punches and everything. But that is not it. That is not boxing. The aftermath is what we're talking about, and we're going to tell you why Spence lost that fight. Now, the first round was, well, I would say it was equal. It was a 10-10 round. You know, some people can move the other side and give it to Spence or Crawford. But in the second round, as I keep telling people here, Crawford will download things. He will actually download things. He's already downloading. In the first round, he was moving, he was being careful, could you say he was a little bit slow, but he was still there. He knew he's a master counter puncher. He knew Spence was going to come in. And in the second round, towards the end of the round, we saw Spence coming. And then we saw that hook, we said, so the punch is proper to. He comes, he's sucking me in. It's a trap. He set a trap for Spence and he's sucking him in. And so when Spence came in, as he was coming in, the counter, the left counter. And then a right, because he has a longer reach as well, a right to the shin. And I keep telling people the jab you think is a jab, the point that you think is a jab is actually a punch or a hook from the right side because naturally Crawford is an orthodox fighter. So that right took him down. And from then till the finish, Spencer was finished. From that knockdown, psychologically one, physically one, his legs were not steady again. The people are talking his punches couldn't hurt Crawford. No, that is not the reason. You get the punch. The sound of the power of the punch comes from the legs. We saw the hook he gave. In round three, he came over, but it wasn't steady anymore. And Crawford is very intelligent boss. I've seen all these things. And he's watching him. He's setting traps for him. And he's coming out. He's going to come after him. No space given. So now, Spence, you know, is not as steady as he was. His legs is not steady again. His punches is not going to be as hard as he used to be. So what happened was, as soon as Spence was coming in again, coming in that second round, it was just a trap. He targeted him. And he gave him, it was flush, bah, bah. And then Spence goes. And that's it. And then from that point upwards, nothing again was coming from Spence. Well, I said he came back in round three. Came back, fought, had a dig, a left hook to the side of head to Crawford. Crawford didn't even notice the punch. That is why I tell you that what happened to Spence at that period was that his legs were not strong enough to hold on and throw big punches like he usually do. So yeah, so that is the position. Then round three, we're analyzing these fights round by round. Round three, Spence came over. He was in a hurry. He was scared now. He knows that the counter is waiting for him, and he knows that okay. If we ask you this question, how many times did Spence put Crawford on the ropes as he usually do and throw those punches, those 5 punches? No, None at all. Because Crawford was waiting for him always. He was waiting for him always, waiting for him to. Once he comes in, he sees everything. He's gonna stay there with the southpaw stance, and then hold him off with the right hand, which will turn into a punch, a hook, at the end of the day. And then hold him with the left, and as soon as he throws the right, the left comes in, and another combination. And then Spence doesn't know what to do. Yeah, people are blaming. I've read so many things. I'm not gonna call names here. There are other old boxers, world champions. They say the coach has to be blamed. They say he didn't teach him well, but he's been winning matches with him, fights from fights, knocking people out, knocking people senseless, injuring people all over. It's still the same. So I don't believe he's the coach. I'm not gonna blame him. Who are blaming the few? The blame should come to Spence inside the ring. And if you're blaming him, you don't have to blame him too much because the guy is fighting, Crawford, is a master. I said it here. He's a good boxer, strong, solid, right from light welterweight, where he unified, he became the undisputed, right into the welterweight, where the people thought he wasn't too big to be in, and they had knocked out every other opponent he had. And you're telling me Spencer's coach was the problem. He's been with Spencer all through. Since after the Olympics in like 2012 in London. Since after then, he's been training him and he's turned pro and he's been all his fights undefeated. 28 fights, 22 by knockout, and he's still blaming the coach. No, you can't blame the coach. Or you want to blame the regime of Spence, climbing the hill and all those stuff. Or you want to say he didn't learn the fundamentals. No. The question is, who are you fighting? What is the opposition? What kind of opposition do you have? The kind of opposition Spence had all the time were people who would fall back. Spence can't fight on the back foot. That is where I have the blame for the coach. The plan B would have been fight because Crawford took the center of the ring and took away that movement, that front movement Spence always makes. He took it away from him. So what are you saying? There's nothing Spence could do. Going backwards, he couldn't punch hard. He couldn't box like the way he did to Mickey Garcia. Because the person he's fighting has got bombs on his hand. And from the second round, yeah, the fear came in, the fear factor, psychological. You asking yourself inside your mind, if I come, he's going to pieces me. He's got a punch. He put me down just now. That is it. And the legs were jittery a little bit. He tried to overcome. He tried to walk it off. As soon as he comes to a level, Crawford comes with another tap to the same chin, to the same area, and the legs goes down to rubber again. So the punches coming from Spence were not as hard as the ones coming from Crawford. Crawford took his punch, took Spence's leg through without any feeling, like if he wasn't even there. You could imagine that. So the game is hit and do not be hit. Whenever Spence cornered Crawford, what you see is movement of a movement, angles set. Spence could not get a solid space angle to hit Crawford or the combinations he normally throws in fights. It never had it. So you don't blame Spence. All you have to say, he had a superior opponent. He had a better boxer. And I thank him. And I could say that Spence is a good guy. He owned up and said, yeah, I fought a better guy today. It has nothing to do with the coach. It has nothing to do with Spence's power. What he had to do was the superiority of a better boxer, a master boxer, a sniper, and a banger. Then when you go through the other center, medium round, middle round, you see Spence and Spence can come in again. He's on the back foot. Crawford is taking the position and is pushing him backwards, tapping him very closely, tapping him here and there. And then suddenly he explodes and comes in with the D. And all these punches were hurting Spence all through because, as I said, Spence's legs were finished, they were gone. And then People have other ideas of why he lost, but this is my idea, and I believe that is what happened. Watch the fight. I've watched the fight over and over and over again. Spence never recovered from that second round knockdown. Then, now, talking about all the things about Spence, whether he will, whether the rematch clause will work, it will work. They will earn more money. But I bet you the result is going to be the same again. At this stage, you can't teach Spence on certain things. He must have to fight on the back foot to challenge Crawford. Crawford is a master boxer. On the front foot he fights, on the back foot he's better because he's going to set traps for you to come in and then he will counter. And once he counters, that's the end of the match because he's got a very hard right hand and the left hook that is hard equally. So that is the position of things. We don't have to blame Spence. Spence is a good boxer. We're not going to take anything away from him. But when he's going to fight Crawford again, it's going to be the same result, even if he's in the 154 light middleweight. Well, the whole situation in boxing is, would I say somehow, because the shallow brother, twin brother, is gone up to fight 168. Is he going to come back? Or is it going to be Zua, Costa Zua, Zua? Well, I don't know. Let's see what turns up very soon. We will see if he's who will fight who. It's just still brewing. It's just 1 week or 8 days after the fight, and yeah, and then there are talks of rematch. There are talks of no need for rematch. That, well, if you say no need for rematch, what about Joshua and Andy Ruiz? I'm not gonna say that Crawford is gonna go on there spring and then become overweight and then not fit for the fight. No, that's not Crawford. No. But you need it inside. You need to see they are champions. Mistakes have been made, mistakes could be corrected, and then we go forward from there. Talking about Spence more. Spence, um, people don't have to underrate him or derail him or make him feel that he didn't do anything because they're saying is a blowout, is a this, is a that, he beat him up from round one. Yes, he did. But that is boxing. On the day that is not your day, anything can happen to you. But on the day that is yours, you could be flying up like in the sky. So I probably feel that, the problem Spence had was not the coach, it was not even him, it was the person he was fighting. The person he was fighting was bigger than him, he was better than him, solid more, calculated, methodical. How would he put it? Um, Spence will live to fight for another day, that is all. But whether he can dethrone or beat Crawford, I stay here and tell you now, no way. Styles make fight. And the style that Crawford has, gels with that of it didn't take him time to figure him out. Once he figured him out, it was just when he started the time and I saw this thing before. I said it's gonna be a knockout in the later round. Yeah, I said it here, and that is what happened. But at the end of the day, what pays the bill is skill. Um, Skill as in how good you are, what angles you create, how are the power in your punches. The power in Crawford punches was too much. It's always been too much. It's always been like that. But people don't give him credit for that. I will have to stop now. We'll end today from here. We're going to come back again and talk more about these fights. We'll talk more about other fights, and then we'll talk about the fight, Joshua and Dylan White has been cancelled. We'll talk about those fights. We'll talk of the upcoming one with Usyk, and then we'll tell you other things, and we'll make predictions as well, and we'll talk about tactics and why this is so and why this is so. Well, that's what we're gonna do next. Thank you for watching. Bye.